What's going on, guys? Andrew Piluk Hockey here, back with another video, and as you can see by the title, we're going to be doing some NHL power rankings in the off season now. NHL.com put up like their Super 16 or whatever they do. I just wanted to talk about the top 5 teams that NHL.com has there. Once the season starts, I will be doing my own power rankings when games are going on and stuff like that, so don't worry, it won't always be in this format, but for now I thought I'd do it like this. Before I start the video, I'd like to let you guys know that you can save $20 off your first purchase with SeatGeek if you use the code APH. Obviously it's in all caps and stuff like that, so your first purchase with SeatGeek, you can get $20 off. And SeatGeek is a website where you can get concert tickets, you can get sports tickets, all this stuff like that for games right now. And I will have the code in the description if you guys forget or anything like that. But you have to put it in all caps, APH. And like I said, you get $20 off your first purchase. It's super cool. They show you on the website which tickets are the best to get. Of course, they'll be in green and stuff like that. Again, I'll get more in depth because this is just really fresh for me as a brand ambassador of SeatGeek. So thank you to you guys for helping that happen as well. But let's get into the top 5 power rankings according to NHL.com and their staff. And number 5 is the Toronto Maple Leafs, and of course, you guys know I am a fan of the Toronto Maple Leafs, and I think that it's fair to put them at number 5. After last season, they did get eliminated in the first round of the playoffs against the Boston Bruins. Of course, it does suck for Leaf fans, at least. Bruins fans, congratulations, your team was just the better team, and the best team won in that series. And you know what? I think that, like I said, it is fair to have the Leafs here. Coming off of a season like they just had with all of that talent, young talent that are going to be taking another step, and you know what they've done this offseason. Of course, they have subtracted guys like Bozak, James Van Riemsdyk, and Leo Komarov, and even Matt Martin in a trade. You're adding a guy like John Tavares. You're getting a full season of, well, probably getting a full season of Travis Dermott, Kasperi Kapanen, and Andreas Johnsson. Those are a lot of really good internal ads, as well as John Tavares coming in from the Islanders. And you're technically removing some defensive liabilities with Bozak and Van Riemsdyk. And of course, Komarov had his moments, but he was a decent penalty killer. So you are adding a better, defensive style of game and offensive style of game at the same time, in my eyes, because Kapanen has turned into a really good penalty killer as well, in my opinion. So I think that they did upgrade a lot. A lot of people say, oh, they didn't upgrade on defense. We'll talk about that later, but, well, in another video, not in this video. But I think the Leafs being at number 5 in this, because of their season last year, and because of the, people they've brought in for this upcoming season, and now Dubas as the GM, this team is going to take another step and hopefully have a deep playoff run. At number 4 is the Nashville Predators. Now, the Nashville Predators are the reigning President's Trophy winning team. This is one of the better teams in the NHL, if not, a lot of people would argue, the best team in the NHL. They didn't make a lot of major changes to their roster this offseason so far, but they've done well by, picking up Dan Hamhuis. That was a good deal. They re-signed UC Saros as well. The only thing that they really need to focus on now is signing Ryan Ellis, or at least getting contract negotiations started, because he will need a contract next season. So getting him locked up now would be better for their team, unless he's set out already that he wants to go to free agency or something, but we haven't heard that, and it's too far away. And of course, Nashville's a great team. I wouldn't want to leave there if I was playing there, especially if they probably will be able to, afford me, and they'll make moves to afford me, because Ellis is a guy that they'll probably want to hold on to. So making sure that a lot of their guys are, they're still their main core, their huge core, they've got a ton of great players, are still intact for this upcoming season. And I would just argue that that's good enough for them to be at number 4 because of the fact that they were so good last season. Of course, they lost in the second round to the Winnipeg Jets, and as much as Nashville Predators fans might be really upset with that, you'd like to see the President's Trophy winning team go farther. The Winnipeg Jets are just an incredible, on the way up team. They're a fantastic hockey club, and losing to a team like the Jets is probably not the worst thing. And again, you're in the playoffs, so if you run into a hot team at the moment, it's going to be hard to beat them. And the Winnipeg Jets were just a fantastic story this year in my eyes. And, again, going back to Nashville, their depth is just crazy, and this is the off-season power ranking, so there isn't really any games right now to go off of to show, oh, well, they've won 5 in a row. going into this season, everybody's got the same record right now. Nobody's won, nobody's lost, whatever. Nashville on paper, and for the way they've been able to keep their team together, deserves to be a top 5 power ranking team currently because of the fact that they're just dangerous. This is a team that's going to make a lot of noise next season, and how could you not have them in the top 5? At number 3 is the Winnipeg Jets, and of course, I was just talking about them. They've re-signed their goaltender, Connor Hellebuck. You wanted to make sure that got done. They lost in the Western Conference Finals to the Vegas Golden Knights. And of course, the Knights were a fantastic story. They were a great story this season. And a lot of people would argue that, you ran into a team, they were super hot. Like I said, the Vegas Golden Knights were just the hot team all season, pretty much. So you run into a team like that. Jets fans could probably be like, okay, damn, we should have beat them. But they were just a really good team, and the Winnipeg Jets are going to be a very good team for a long time. Now, they might have some contract troubles after this season. Nothing too crazy, but they might have a little bit of difficulty making sure their whole team will fit under the salary cap. Their core is ridiculous as well. This is a team that's getting a guy like Patrick Laine, who's going to keep growing, who's going to keep scoring. And, of course, you've locked up your goaltender. You still have an incredible, incredible team with guys like Ehlers, Bufflin, Wheeler, you've got Scheifele, you've got an amazing team. This team is incredible. Like I said, nobody has, everybody has the same record right now, basically. So the Winnipeg Jets on paper are a team to beat next year. They're one of the best teams in the NHL. And you could argue that they could be the best team in the NHL next season. With that team, incredible. The only thing that they've really lost this year was Paul Stastny. It looked like they were making room to re-sign him by trading Steve Mason and clearing out some of that cap. But unfortunately, he did end up going to the Vegas Golden Knights. If you can't beat them, join them, I guess. And I'm not saying that in any disrespect. It's just, it's a catchphrase. But that's the only real big piece that they lost. And I think with the amount of scoring production that they have, they've got a good blue line, they've got a good goaltender, second in Vezina voting. They're going to be a great team, and Stastny helped them, but they played quite a bit of the season without him anyways and was good. So I think Winnipeg is going to just be a dangerous team this season. At number 2 is the Tampa Bay Lightning. This shouldn't be a major surprise to anybody. This is a team that lost in the Eastern Conference Finals to the Washington Capitals, who eventually won the Stanley Cup. So, I'm going to keep saying it. You run into the hot team. You run into a team that's just destined to win. The Washington Capitals were that team, but Tampa Bay has been busy at work this offseason. They have an amazing team. Steve Yzerman has been incredible for them as well, making sure this core stays together. They traded for Ryan McDonough and JT Miller, and now they're both locked up to contracts. And you also lock up Nikita Kucherov, a guy who's just been fantastic for your team. So you're keeping 3 guys that have been great for them. Of course, Miller and McDonough just came to the team for this playoff run and, the late parts of the season. So that's great in itself that you were able to make a trade and lock those guys up as well. Kucherov being locked up. You've Stamkos, Hedman, Vasilevsky. Like, this whole team is just amazing on paper. This is another team that you go, how are we supposed to beat this team? And I expect them to be even better this season. A lot of people would probably be like, well, you predicted them last season. I'm not afraid to say I might pick Tampa to win the Stanley Cup this year again. I was wrong last year. I've said Washington in years past, and of course the one year I'm like, nope, it's going to be Tampa. Washington gets it done. But Tampa, again, just an absolutely incredible team last season. They're going to be good this year. And with a goal, like the goaltender that they have, the defense that they have, the forwards that they have, heck, we don't even know if Carlson could end up on Tampa before the season starts. I thought the deal was done. Everybody thought the deal was done. We have to see what happens. Yzerman's been hard at work. This Tampa team is going to get even better, and they have to be number 2 on here because they're just going to be a team to beat. At number 1 is the defending Stanley Cup champions, the Washington Capitals. So you have to have them at number 1. Like, if Pittsburgh, like when they won the Cup, when they went back-to-back, you got to make sure that they're number 1 on a power ranking in the offseason. Alexander Ovechkin is at an all-time high. The guy is crazy. He loves the Stanley Cup. The Washington team, they all love the Stanley Cup. They're going crazy. They're drinking, they're partying, they're having a good time. But they're also showing their fans that dreams do come true, and they are the Stanley Cup champions. I'm incredibly excited for their franchise, their fans, to be able to live through this dream the entire summer and of course leading up to the season, and until the Stanley Cup's awarded to somebody else, they're the defending Cup champions. So it's going to be cool to see their fans and how they react all season to, you know, how great their team was, and they still probably will be. This Washington team could be just as good. They haven't lost a ton. Of course, they lost their head coach, Barry Trotz, who moved on and now is with the Islanders. They lost Jay Beagle. He went and signed with the Canucks in a pretty iffy deal, in my opinion. And backup goaltender Philip Grubauer was traded to the Colorado Avalanche. So they have lost a couple pieces, and those are pieces like Beagle is a veteran depth guy, in my opinion, and then Grubauer probably will sting a little bit because he is a very, very solid backup goaltender who arguably could be a starter, and we may see that in the very near future. But Holtby is going to lock it down. He's a great goaltender. He showed why he is one of the best goalies in the NHL this season and in the playoffs. You know, there was some rough parts this year, but he got it done. He's a Stanley Cup champion. It's a great story. And just going to this Washington Capitals offense, when you have guys like Ovechkin and Backstrom leading your offense, like how can you really bet against a team like Washington? And they have a chance this year to go back-to-back, even though I do think it's going to be a little bit tough because a lot of teams did get better and a lot of teams are just getting stronger with the core that they have and with the teams we've discussed in this video. So Washington at number 1 is a no-brainer. I agree with NHL.com. Their ratings for the top 5 were pretty accurate in my eyes for the offseason. So let me know what you guys think about this video. If you're new, make sure you subscribe. Love to have more hockey conversations with you. Join the squad. We're so close to 3,000 subscribers. Thank you guys so much. Again, this is just an off-season power ranking video. There will be more of my own coverage throughout the NHL season where I will be making my own power rankings because I like doing them when games are going on. I thought this would just be cool because it's the off-season. So again, hopefully you guys enjoyed this style of video. Lots of videos coming up. I just invested in something really cool that I will show you guys in a video as well. It's going to improve this channel even more, so make sure you stick around. Hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the notification bell to be notified. Thank you guys for the SeatGeek partnership as well. You guys completely helped me with that. Again, use code APH in all caps for $20 off your first purchase with SeatGeek. Also, there's a link down below to buy an Andrew Piluk hockey t-shirt if you want one. No pressure if you want to get it. It's down there. There's cheap options for like $20.99, and there might be a discount going on right now. I'm not positive. But again, I'll see you guys in the next video or stream. Peace.